Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, January 6th, 2017. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. In 2016, the Nevis Division of the Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force recorded its best crime detection rate in 2 decades. That is according to head of the division, Superintendent Trevor Mills, who gave the report at the division's New Year celebration service.
By the end of 2016, the Nevis Division recorded 202 reported crimes, of which 114 were detected. The percentage of detected reported crimes committed for the year 2016 is 56.43%, which is above the acceptable international standard. And this is the highest in 20 years since the compilation of statistics in the Nevis Division. And that is very commendable.
Superintendent Mills also used the opportunity to express appreciation to his officers for their support.
We are working with the traditional system of policing and the modern system of policing that measures police effectiveness. So it means that we in the Nevis Division are doing good according to those systems. Again, I must thank the men and women of the Nevis Division for going above and beyond the call of duty. We definitely will continue with our meet and greet program, our walkthrough, community involvement, our policing as a business program, so that we can rise and do even better this year.
Commissioner of Police Ian Quealy also congratulated the Nevis Division.
Your statistics reflected 56.4% detection rate, which is indeed very commendable by all standards, be it divisionally, force-wide, regionally, or internationally. And so I want to commend the Nevis Division for the part that they would have played in trying to ensure that our mandate in reducing the fear of crime and criminal activities is being carried out.
Meantime, in the ensuing year, the NIA, in conjunction with the federal government, will redouble its efforts to ensure the safety and security of the people of the Federation, as well as provide a peaceful and crime-free society for visitors to St. Kitts and Nevis. Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, gave that assurance in his New Year's address.
Be assured that we will do everything within our power to secure citizens, visitors alike. However, we cannot successfully do it without each and every one of you. Crime fighting is not the government's issue alone. It is a community and a national issue. We need all hands on deck. The police and every citizen of this federation is needed to accomplish the eradication of crime and violence from our midst.
Premier Amory, who is the minister responsible for security on Nevis, said that this is the year we must speak with one voice, regardless of religious or political persuasion, and condemn all acts of violence.
As law-abiding citizens, we must never succumb to the silence of complicity and allow our indifference to embolden the criminals. United, we must work together to ensure all of our economic and social gains are not lost, and make Nevis and make our federation generally a safe place to live, to visit, conduct business, and to raise our children.
According to Premier Amory, there is a nexus between the increase in crime and the abandonment of family values.
I urge you, our parents, to strengthen and rekindle your bond with your children. Learn to discipline them. Learn to show them and teach them what is right and what is wrong. Tell them and show them that you have love and care for them. Expect and demand the very best from them. When necessary, be strict, but counsel and discipline them. Fellow citizens, courtesy, good manners, and values are still useful and applicable today. Instill in your children respect for authority and the sanctity of life. By practicing these inexpensive yet precious qualities, your children, our children, will fare well and lead successful lives in the future.
The Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation late last year invested more than $1.5 million in equipment for its quarry in New River. Chairman of the NHLDC, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, says the equipment has made a huge difference at the facility.
We have a Terex Finley I-100 impactor crusher. We also have an Anaconda screen, a 3-deck screen. We also got the front-end loader. It is a 3.5 yards front-end loader, which is behind me. And also on the top of the hill is a 29-ton excavator. And I want to be specific here and let the general public know that we are not doing all of this investment to compete with the local or the private sector.
Chairman Alexis Jeffers says the investment is already starting to pay itself with the increase in sales and the material available for construction on the island.
We have started to sell crushed stones already. As a matter of fact, we have had over 450 yards sold to a business entity in St. Kitts. And we have approached various entities here on the island of Nevis and to let them know that we are capable of supplying the material necessary to make concrete or any other construction product. I am putting it out there to the Nevisian public that the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation is in a position now to offer materials such as crushed stone, quarry sand, and also bedding material, and also rough base material as well. As we have done, we have supplied public works, we have supplied the water department from the government side of it. We have also done significant business with the private sector, and we want to continue to do so.
Minister Jeffers says with this initiative, he is hoping that the cost of construction would be able to stay as low as possible. Further, the NHLDC chairman says while prices for the material is subsidized, it is also a revenue generator for the corporation.
We have not been able to realize the type of sales that we are accustomed to through land sales, because most of the major tracts of lands that were available for sale are now depleted. There are other areas being sold, but the land sale is not as robust as in the past. Housing, we are still constructing houses, yes, but we don't receive significant returns. It is minuscule because these are affordable income houses, and it's difficult to increase the cost on the lower income to middle income earners here on the island of Nevis. So with that said, we are looking for other avenues whereby we can generate revenue.
The ultimate aim, according to Minister Jeffers, is to end the importation of construction material to the island. Still to come,
we have donated more than $100,000 worth of goods and funds to the people of Nevis.
We'll give you the details after this break.
At a loss as to what's going on in Nevis? Tune into NNC on NTV. Don't worry if you don't have cable either. NNC will bring the news to you wherever you are. Facebook and Facebook Live. YouTube and YouTube Live. NevisTVOnline.com. Roku app, NTV mobile app, Smart TV, Apple TV, and any other IPTV platforms. When me ANC and you ANC, NNC.
Welcome back. The Department of Education's School Meals Program has received a donation from Nevisians in the diaspora. The presentation was made during a brief ceremony on Wednesday, January 4th.
My name is Michelle Pemberton. I am the treasurer for the Nevis Association of South Florida. This organization is a not-for-profit organization that was formed 8 years ago by Nevisians living in the South Florida area. We felt that we were able to do something to help in the advancement of the people of Nevis in education, in sports, in health. We have donated quite more than $100,000 worth of goods and funds to the people of Nevis, and we will strive to continue doing so.
Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Foundation also made a contribution to the school meals program.
We partnered this year with Dr. Lornette Mills Charitable Fund, and she donated $11,925 for the schools to feed their students for the lunch program from January to June 2017. The Dr. Mills Charitable Fund is primarily sponsored by her hard-earned earnings, which she carefully part with as donation to provide necessary school meals assistance to help nourish the primary and secondary school students' body and mind, thereby facilitating adequate school attendance and performance. I think this is a very great thing that Dr. Mills is doing, and I would like to join with each of us in congratulating her and the Nevis Association of South Florida in making this generous donation.
Meantime, 7 primary schools also received additional financial assistance through a donation from the Nevisian Association of Washington, D.C., NEVDC.
The donation is $300 per school, and of course that is USD, and this will support a student with the lunch program for the academic year. The donation is made as part of the Simeon Daniel Education Fund. The schools, the 7 schools that would benefit are Charlestown Primary, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Ivor Walters Primary, Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, St. James's Primary School, Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, and the St. Thomas's Primary School.
The donations were accepted by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Wakely Daniel, and Principal Education Officer, Palsy Wilkin, during a ceremony attended by the principals of the respective schools. 4 nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis have made the Queen of England's annual New Year Honours list for 2017. The New Year Honours is a part of the British Honours system, with New Year's Day, January 1st, being marked by naming new members of Orders of Chivalry and recipients of other official honours. The awards are presented by or in the name of the reigning monarch, currently Queen Elizabeth II, or her vice-regal representative. British honours are published in supplements to the London Gazette. The honorees from St. Kitts and Nevis for 2017 are El Camido Tonito Willett, member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, for services to sport. The Nevis-born slow left-armer was the first man from the Leeward Islands to play for the West Indies cricket team. Dennis Michael Arthur Morton, commander of the Order of the British Empire, CBE, for services to commerce and industry. Morton is a former chairman of the St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla Trading and Development Company Limited, TDC. Claudette Althea Manchester, officer of the Order of the British Empire, OBE, for services to broadcasting and the community. Manchester is a former general manager of the ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, ZBC. Member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, will also be conferred on Eloise Vanta Archibald for her contribution to the public service. That's it for this evening's edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. Good night.